Welcome to the Wednesday Kvetch. All right, so where to even start?
We can start with the mayor's newsletter that went out that everyone's talking about. Uh,
Yeah,
or we can talk generally about gentrification and bullying and bullshit, and then go into the newsletter.
yeah. No, let's start with the newsletter because I think that's really good context for the rest of it. But I guess the baseline of it is that we had somebody reach out to us and share their reels on the newsletter and the bullying, and that somebody happened to be Counselor Koyama Lane's staff or whomever manages stuff. But her reel on what constitutes bullying and what constitutes adult level discourse and debate, I thought was really well done and very well reasoned. I thought I was subscribed to the mayor's newsletter. Thought I was subscribed to everybody's newsletter. Apparently, I wasn't because it wasn't in my inbox. But you just shared the link to it on K2,
Mm-hmm.
and we can add the link to it in the show notes. But it's fucking weird. It just is really strange.
It's his last ditch effort because tomorrow on Wednesday is the meeting with the owner of the Blazers. I think it's the Portland Metro Chambers meeting that they wanted city council to cancel their shit to go and attend this, where it's $350 a ticket, right? That's tomorrow. And so that's the last ditch effort. Dundon's going to be there, give a pitch as to why we should take PSEF money, make sure that there is a new bunch of fucking suites, luxury suites that no one can afford for people who want to watch the Blazers, and maybe a fucking sushi bar or whatever the fuck else they're going to throw in there,
Right.
and redo the locker rooms one more time, like Tiffany Kayamaline had said when she was on the podcast. So the only real thing that I think they do need to update, to be honest, is the HVAC system.
Okay, and that's not unreasonable, right?
No, it's quite old. If they could get a newer one that's more efficient and maybe throw some solar panels on top, which was the original idea, that'd be great.
Right. So the Portland Clean Energy Fund has raised, we talked about this with Councillor Koyama Lane as well, raised more money than people expected it to because corporations are doing really fucking well for themselves. And there's extra money in the fund, not extra, there's more money in the fund than people expected. And there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. So this newsletter refers to the idea that as the mayor says, as somebody who has, I think it said, dedicated his life to green energy, he doesn't take trying to divert clean energy funds away from the purpose of clean energy, which I find just the most bizarre statement ever.
What did he do that was clean energy? Didn't it wasn't he part of a trucking business? Don't they just throw diesel shit into the air and light emissions?
No, it's trucking business. Apparently, there's 5 or 6 trucks, I believe, that are 100% electric.
Okay.
So, and I believe it's a last mile type business. So the major truckers bring things to major ports, and then the rest of it gets done locally or not necessarily just locally, but within a few 100 mile radius, because there are some limitations on the amount of distance you can go on an electric vehicle, even if it's a big old Freightliner truck.
Now, did he do that because he cares about the environment or because it gave him a tax break?
Good question, right?
Because why did I mean a lot of people went for the electric cars for the break.
hmm I didn't get a tax break, but the whole idea that somehow there's a moral dilemma that can be bridged to fund a billionaire's basketball team Moda Center renovations because somehow it's critical to the survival of Portland is the weirdest fucking flex I've seen in a long time. It's so grossly disappointing. It's a sign of flailing. especially Counselor Koyama Lane called out the fact that there was some bullying in the message that a guy who created a website. And honestly, to go, you don't have to be a fucking tech bro to create a website, but he called him a Brooklyn tech bro, which the first thing I thought of was Brooklyn, Portland, but no, it's Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
But Brooklyn tech bro sounds eerily similar to New York lawyer, which is just code word for Jew. And I have no idea if the guy who created the website is Jewish or not, but it's a gross, gross statement to even use. Plus, it is name calling and bullying. That may not have been his intention, but for somebody who's dealt with anti Jewish sentiment my entire fucking life, that's how it played out for me. So, also, I'm a tech guy. So, like, as if tech people are somehow inherently, I don't know, up to nefarious things. I mean, we are, but that's beside the point. It's not like an elected
Yes, well,
official.
but you're not trying to thwart the mayor's plan of for some reason wanting to redo the Moda Center.
I kind of am at this point.
Well, sure, but I mean, you didn't make the website.
No,
You
I
didn't
didn't
go.
make the website. Hi, Walden. I just don't, I don't,
I want to know who writes his fucking newsletters because it's not him.
I'm guessing not. It's probably Chat GPT.
That's my
Oh
assumption.
no, no, it's probably Grok because it's using, anti-Semitic kind of tropey shit.
It might be. I mean, a couple of his Instagram reels, it would start out like this is AI. So like he's trying to embrace all this tech shit, and it's like, why is he?
So a tech bro is dissing tech bros. Okay.
So Rip City, not ripoff.com, which is the website he's referencing, is owned. I knew the guy's first name was Eden. His last name is quote Krolowitz.
That sounds kind of Jewish to me.
Little Jewish Polish.
Brooklyn tech bro, New York lawyer. Really, really fucking disappointing.
Yep.
Yeah, I really, I'm having a visceral reaction to it. It makes me fucking angry.
Yeah, I
Because
didn't know
I
Brooklyn
don't
was a hidden slur. I'd never heard that.
I don't agree with a lot of people's policies, and that's because generally I'm smarter than them. But that's beside the point. I expect better from people. I like Wilson and I aren't friends, but I met him a few times. I've had conversations with him. I expect better, especially from elected officials. And this is just fucking gross. And I think an apology is going to be needed immediately. And honestly, if they fund this Moda Center, it will be that along with the dismal houseless policies are going to be his legacy. Because as soon as that thing is funded, and that dude's going to pull the Blazers out of Portland, so there's no guarantees that they're going to stay.
No, why would they?
No, so I don't know what's
I
in
will
it, but
say
somebody's getting a fucking payout for it. That's the only answer to
other
be
places
pushing this hard.
I did some homework. Other stadiums, when they've renovated or built from scratch or whatever, the owners have dropped some money too to contribute, to show good faith, to show that they're invested, to show that they're part of it.
Yeah,
And then sometimes there's been other ways where there was no public money because it was from a different fund completely. We haven't explored any of that. Apparently, Dundon can't contribute a fucking penny.
even though
But
he's a multi-billionaire.
this is actually a Simpsons cartoon episode.
Which one? Not the
It's the one where they went and where they wanted to buy the NFL team, so they built a stadium using
Oh, I didn't see
payer
that
money.
one.
And Mr. Burns convinces everyone, like, we're going to use taxes. We're going to build a private sports arena. And of course, Lisa tries to stop it. I don't
Right.
remember all of it, but it's a fucking Simpsons episode. We're
I
living in a
thought I thought it
fucking
was the
country.
monorail episode, which is kind of the
No,
just as
Monorail
funny.
was funny. No, it's one of the newer ones. But like, we live in a
Oh.
fucking cartoon in this city because this is who we elected. And
One of the writers on The Simpsons is the son of an acquaintance of mine, and he lives in Portland. So it might have been genesis from this actual thing, depending on when it was done. So,
way before. I mean, The Simpsons has come
oh,
up
way
with
before.
ridiculous shit that has
Okay.
happened to become
Okay,
TV.
so the stadium arena thing was a while back. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah,
You're making me
art.
want popcorn.
Life is imitating art. Portland is actually imitating The Simpsons.
Fair.
It's a fucking clown show.
I'm angry.
This is why I wanted to complain today about pickleball.
Okay, let's talk about pickleball.
I mean, I swear to God, it is related to the same bullshit of like, this is how we're going to make our city better, or this is how we're going to do these things, and who are we
Is
harming?
Drew pickleball
Yes, who are we
professional?
displacing? Who are we neglecting? What
No,
areas get the soundproof indoor pickleball and what areas do not? What areas can fight and say, rip it up, it's too loud? What areas have no choice? How many basketball courts have been ripped up for fucking pickleball in our city where basketball was free, typically for kids to play, and now it's fucking pickleball?
I didn't hear of any of this.
It's what's been happening. There are
So
fucking
wait,
private pickleball.
public park space where kids can play basketball has been ripped up for pickleball.
How the hell do you think we have pickleball courts?
I don't know, private? I have no, I
Also,
don't,
when you privatize it, you charge a fee. It's like tennis
yeah, but it shouldn't be on public land. I mean,
or Oralhurst.
I'm so not in the pickleball arena of things.
Well,
I
I
don't.
wasn't either, but I knew it was a big old trend. People were playing it. It sounded like a dumbass sport to me because it sounded like slow people tennis. It was like, wait, you don't know, you don't want to play ping pong, you don't want to play table tennis, but you don't want to play tennis because you got bad knees. But okay, but you'll play pickleball where you have to let it bounce and do a thing, and everything's smaller and closer. So it's basically for people who are quote unquote exercising, but not.
I
It's
played
like speed walking. It's like fucking just run.
I played ping pong this weekend and I got my ass kicked. That's
Or
beside the point.
like the people who get an e-bike and they don't pedal at all, and it's like, why? This is not exercise. Just call it what it is. You just bought yourself a.
I'm feeling really attacked right now. I do pedal once in a while, just but only if somebody's like driving past me, so it looks like I'm working at it. So
Pedal when you want, but if you don't pedal at all, it's like, why don't you just get a Vespa or
I
be
had
like
no idea
me?
that they're taking out basketball courts and putting in pickleball courts.
Well, and it's colonizing Portland public space, and like the city's just been going along with it. If you're not paying attention, you don't know. You don't know where the pickleball courts are because you don't go to them. But what's been pissing me off is we always are like, oh, we're progressive, we're analytical, we love all races and spaces and sizes and whatever. And then when this trendy fucking thing kicked in like 5 years ago, nobody thought about it. And now you just play and you say it's accessible for everyone. It's not. Again, it's another sport that's not accessible to everyone. It's being used as urban gentrification. I actually had to write things down so I didn't forget because I would just end up going off and just yelling fuck a lot.
We should do a kvetch that is just us saying fuck for 30 minutes. I think I like it.
That would be like I am Groot for 30 minutes.
Fuck! Fuck!
I know.
Fuck!
But here's the thing. Do you remember when Laurelhurst Park was having that problem on that one street where people kept camping and they would get
Yep,
swept and then camp and sweep and camp?
yep,
I was legal observing during that time. I was watching the sweeps happen. I was watching the cops interact.
yeah.
I was watching when people would show up. The moment they finally cleared it and put down blockades, they threw a pickleball court down before the concrete was even cold.
Holy shit.
Then, of
I
course,
did I did some support work for the folks that were being swept. So
yeah,
I didn't know that they put pickleball in there.
immediately. Like I've never seen the city move so fucking fast. But then, of course, since it was outdoor pickleball and those things make a terrible noise, everything sounds like pop, pop, pop. And then the neighbors are like, this is annoying. And it's like, yeah, you didn't think about that, did you? It's not nearly as, tennis is not nearly as loud, annoying, or high pitched. And then imagine people being out of sync because you have 3 or 4 courts. And it's like,
Oh my God, that's the worst. Yeah.
right. So then Laura Host was like, we have to do something about this. Like, this is too fucking noisy. It's annoying. I swear to God, I'm sure it is. Selwood has a pickleball court. Selwood complained and said, it's too fucking loud now. Also, and who gets the power? Who gets things ripped, taken out as well as put in? It's the people who have the loudest voices. It's the people who have the most money. It's the people who are
Right.
to bitch and complain. Tends to be white people. And then the biggest thing that's happening right now, which I don't think anyone knows about, is the Portland Athletic Club, which is a tennis club that is the only Black-owned club on the Pacific Northwest. The guy who owns it, he has dementia. He's been sick for a while. Whoever is running the business and the estate and taking care of him got an offer of like $5 million to sell the Portland Athletic Club. The company buying it, Rex Pickleball. It's a terrible name. But this is the
Oh,
only,
it's called Rex Pickleball, not that they wreck pickleball.
no, REX. This
Okay.
is the only Black-owned tennis club in the Pacific Northwest. And they're going to take it all, gut it out, and turn it into an indoor pickleball court where you need like a membership, where you do all this stuff. They're going to pad it up. So you can walk past these fucking courts all the time and go, oh, that's cute. Look at all these people out and about doing things. They're getting exercise. But we've blindly accepted this bullshit, and it looks nice on the surface, but you don't think about how much people are being displaced, how much people have the power to get these things put in or taken out. And it's like, what kind of fucking city are we? We need to ask, like, who funded this? Who came up with this fucking idea? Who pushed it to make room for it? Who lobbied City Hall to get it there? And public spaces are supposed to belong to all of us, not just the affluent who want a fucking pickleball court. And the skate parks are getting privatized now. You're going to start seeing some private skate parks, more than the ones that have been out where it's like you pay $10 to skate. It's going to be membership only. Every sport that has ever been free, they try to monopolize corporate, make it corporate, and colonize it. And pickleball is another one, but it's like no one fucking asks these questions. And who plays pickleball demographically? And we can pick and be like, oh, I saw an Asian, I saw a Black person play. You know who's really, I mean, come on.
I mean, I do know some Asians that do play, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, so do I. But it's like
It's middle class people, mostly white.
with their fucking Stanley Cups.
Not the hockey one, but the mocha colored thing of the week, right? Or thing color of the week, right?
It
I have
looks like you're carrying around a garbage can size of like water. And it's like,
yeah,
yes, you're
yeah.
hydrated. Good for you. You're hydrated, but you're not actually critically thinking. And, you know, the Moda Center falls under this too. It's like, what are we doing? Every time you put down a stadium or you renovate a stadium, something gets displaced, something gets lost, something
Oh
gets
yeah,
taken away.
no. I mean that whole area was, I mean, same area that Legacy Emmanuel had. I did a deep dive on this. I'll save the details for another Kvetch. It's upsetting. I struggle when I talk about it, but Casey Parks had done an expose on the eviction of Black families out of the Williams Avenue area. Legacy Emmanuel, they blighted the neighborhood even though there was nothing wrong with it. I actually dug up from the records division details on it, and one of the houses that was blighted was described as neatly kept with a nice garden out front. That the Oregon Justice Resource Center just won a lawsuit about this
Mhm.
against Portland Development Commission, now known as Prosper Portland, and for I think 21 families out of several hundred that were evicted. And Moda Center was, or whatever it used to be called, I forget the original name of it. That was one of the benefits of evicting all those families from that area, which is why the whole I-5 renovation that Shannon Singleton helped work on was supposed to have a cap over top of it to rebuild and regain lost land from that entire
Wasn't
blighting of that
OJRC, by
neighborhood.
the way.
What was that? Okay.
It wasn't OJRC.
Oh, it wasn't OJ. No, not who was it?
It was Oregon Law Center.
Yeah, no, Oregon Law Center. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah, it was
my bad.
ASCO LLC and then Ashley Albies.
You know, somebody out there might have, with the previous research they did, might have helped that case a little bit by pointing them in the right direction and offering a whole bunch of PDFs. No idea who that could have been.
I don't know. Who knows?
Anyway, we should. I do want to talk about St. John's. This is a really fun episode, by the way.
Are we taking away more fire? Are we taking something else away from you?
The drop-in
What?
center. Yeah, it's
I
closing.
thought it got cut.
It got cut. It got cut, and actually, Shannon Singleton supports it from a complicated standpoint, though. that it's not having the impact that it was intended to have. It's going to shut down in the fall. The thing that I didn't understand or didn't know about was it did not have its issues in the neighborhood because once it closed, all these people who had been waiting all day to try to get in and get help had nowhere else to go. So you can't have a day center and not have an evening plan, right? It was deeply problematic in that sense, but it's half a city block. It is enormous. Somehow the interior of it to serve people is only 800 square feet.
How is how is that possible?
I don't know. It's like a reverse TARDIS Doctor Who, right, thing. It's like it's smaller on the inside than it is on the outside. I can't figure that out. They can only have 10 people in there at a time, which explains why there's always 20, 30 people camped outside. And guess what? If you're camped outside of this place for hours, there's no bathrooms, there's no cooling, there's no warmth, there's no services for you while you're waiting to get in to get whatever services you've lined up for to ask about, right? How is it only 800 square feet when it's a large building? I don't understand any of this. And it has been a problem for neighboring businesses. There's been break-ins, there's people who
Sure.
are not well. There's no outdoor bathrooms, so people use the outdoors as a bathroom. It's like everything else. If you don't have wraparound services for this one service that you're providing, you're doing a disservice, period. That's not saying you should shut the shit down. You should figure out what else needs to go with it to make this successful.
No, just close it. Did more.
They are.
This is what the city and the county do. I mean, we talked about this in terms of like how, how PSEF even came to be. And when we had the CRC, we make these groups, we come up with this idea, we give it a certain little bit of time to get off the ground, right? And either it flops or it's still struggling because most companies, most ideas operate in the red for at least the first year, if not the second year.
Yeah,
This happens in
absolutely.
businesses, it happens in even trying to form coalitions. The first 2 years are going to be shit. Drop-in centers are notorious for having issues because they tend to be underfunded. There's not enough space. There's not enough bathrooms. People are experiencing issues and problems. Some of them will be high. Some of them will be hallucinating. Some of them will need a total shower. If we don't have any of those things and you don't have the
Yeah,
space, 800 square feet, my apartment is like that. It's like I could not run a day center out of my apartment.
imagine having 10 people who are struggling with different aspects of day-to-day life in your apartment
How are you
for
supposed to
8 hours straight or
adequately?
12 hours, however long it's open for.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's 25 people standing outside of your apartment waiting to get in.
Which means you're using the public sidewalk as your quote unquote lobby. Of
Exactly.
course, people are going to fall asleep, pee, whatever the hell they're doing. They're going to do it because they're stuck outside. And then you have extreme weather conditions, either hot or too cold, and
Yeah.
people are going to do what they need to do.
I don't.
Perhaps instead of closing this, they should have thought it through better the first time. Maybe what it needs, honestly, is a renovation.
They have a whole fucking parking lot out back. Just make that a mini village. Put 10 latrines out there. Put a shower truck in the back. There's so much more that they could do, but it's still that's a in the moment solution. It's not a
It's
it's
not
not
long.
a how to get people on the path to being housed and off the streets solution. And without that, it still doesn't make a huge difference. But you have people arguing. Look at the St. John's Facebook group. Half the people, well, I'm more than half the people, I would say 70% of the people are like, it's about time. This has been a blight. I feel bad for these people, but it shouldn't be our problem, right? The other 30% are like, I'm concerned about what's going to happen to these folks, that they're going to have even less services and have to go somewhere else. There are compassionate people out there, but none of this is addressing the core problems, right? And on top of that, they're closing up more shelter beds, not that they were being used anyway. And somehow this comes full circle to $120 million that Wilson wants to throw at the Moda Center when we have these really, really core issues. And he ran on solving houselessness.
Well, and then him and Peterson, of course, had their differences, and he was bitching about stuff. And then the county was like, we're going to focus more on permanent housing. You can have the shelters, you dumb shit. So here we are. They're going to
Yeah,
focus on housing, apparently, which could or does mean they're doing this. I know there's been cuts on county and city side for homeless services, and people who work the front line, the ones who get paid $21 an hour, are the first ones to always get laid off of jobs. However, management, admin get to keep their jobs. And if you look at the 990s, you see that, top people in TPI, they're all making over 100,000. The exec director makes over 200,000. What if they
yeah.
all took a 20% pay cut?
Yeah, absolutely. What if all of management across the city and the county took a 20% pay cut?
Yeah. Well,
They'd
that's
go
not going to
from,
solve everything forever, but it could keep some jobs and services
yeah,
going.
absolutely. And they're
Maybe
making
it'll
the
cure it.
top, 160, 180, $230,000. Taking a 20% cut would hurt, but man, most other people are making maybe 65,000 a year.
The average TPI worker makes like 40,000, but meanwhile, Tony Bonnell's making over 200. That wage disparity is too big. We keep coming back to this, and I'm not saying necessarily that anyone making over 150 should make less. Bring everyone else up with you.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, no. And speaking of malfeasance, did you hear that Sunstone Way has spent, I think, close to $7 million in unapproved, unaccountable things that they're still unpacking?
Like the personal trainer,
I don't know. The
like
number that sticks in
the
my head was $6.8 million of unapproved fund spending.
personal trainer, the dinners and stuff at the fancy restaurants, perhaps also the double billing for some of the food services, which we all know happened, but no one will want name the organization who was part of that, but we know who was part of it. There's only like two food places, two nonprofit food things in Portland.
Okay, I will. Hopefully, a third soon that actually does good work. Talk about that later. I don't know how an organization that was already in trouble reformed itself, and no one spent the time to make sure that they were doing the shit that they were supposed to do in the way that they were supposed to be doing it.
Well, I'll
I
be honest that a number of us who've been in this industry and know the underbelly, we knew that they were shady people to begin with. So the fact
right.
that they're able to
How'd
reinvent
they
themselves.
get the money in the fucking first place?
Right. They were able to reinvent themselves. They know the right people, very persuasive with whatever the hell they say. So they're able to do it. Also, point out they're men. They're able to do it. Kevin Dahlgren, for instance, fucking convicted of identity theft, had a couple of other charges that couldn't stick because there just wasn't enough evidence, stole money, hurt people. He has an office space at the Old Town Community Association. He's still out there as a quote unquote journalist with Tara Fall. I mean, we talked about this.
Yeah.
Somehow he's okay. And you remember he was running around hanging out. He went to Blanchet House. He went to these other orgs that don't know all the politics. And people were like, oh, he's telling it like it is. He's showing us the real problems on Portland streets. Meanwhile, he was stealing money. It is well known that he played a lot of games, and yet
Oh
no
yeah.
one wants to, and then people like Tara Fall takes great photos, and it's like she gives people $5 so they can go get a Fenty 5. I know people who work in this industry and think she takes great photos, and and it's like, this is the back to pickleball. You're fucking blind.
People aren't paying attention or purposefully not paying attention.
Why is the truth that hard? Is it that terrible?
You rocked the boat, and I don't. Every time I have decided to do the right thing, which is most of the time, if not all the time, it's never worked out well for me in a career standpoint. I've been reassigned, I've been fired, I've been fired again. I get the idea self survival is important, but at what cost? And if you can't call shit out that's happening around you that is hurting other people, or is just fucking wrong, then how do you sleep at night? I don't understand it. I really don't.
I mean, I
Uh,
get why in some circumstances people don't want to be witnesses on a court case. Like they're afraid. Like you get re-victimized. There's those circumstances, but things like this, absolutely. We are going to do a dating episode. I've been dumped and told I was too nice.
I don't see you being nice at all. You're kind, but I don't see you being nice.
Well, apparently I was quote unquote too nice. I was not angry enough. I did not cause enough chaos or fights. And it was like, oh, so
Well,
if I was abusive, you would like me. It's like you try and do the right thing and you still get fucking dumped, or you get
and you still
fired,
get
or you get ostracized.
you can't fucking win. Yeah, no, no,
No.
no. I get that. Yeah, we do need to do the dating episodes. I think there needs to be a kind of like context to no one in the last 2 years that I've dated is involved in this. We're going to change names to protect the not so innocent. Anyway, no, the lack of integrity, and without going into names, really shitty situation that I was thrown into. I made bad choices. I really did. I trusted people that I should not have trusted. And when things started going really south, I was fed even more bullshit. And when I confronted the person that should have helped me, the response I got was like, "Well, no, I feel bad about it, but I had to look after my family first."
Mhm.
And I'm like, "Oh, so you just explained to me no backbone, no integrity.
I've only ever had
People who
mixed
help get you
experience.
where you got to be don't
Right.
matter because your self-interest trumps all of that." And I use that term on purpose.
I've had actually two incidences where people did actually stand up for me, with me, by me. One of them, I was working in Long Island, and the job had just gone sideways after a while. I
Yeah,
was fighting with the manager a lot. I should have gotten the promotion to assistant manager. She wouldn't give it to me for personal reasons. And I was like, that's bullshit. I'm more than qualified. I created a database for them. We were paper based. Like this was like 1999, 2000. And I got us at least onto MS Access, better than what we had. And
sure.
it's like, oh, did all these things, figured stuff out. It was a no kill animal shelter. I was the unlicensed vet tech. I was the adoption coordinator. I was doing like three different jobs. And she wouldn't give it to me. Things finally hit a pinnacle and I quit. And I gave almost no notice, submitted my letter. And when I walked out, two other people walked out with me.
Mm-hmm.
I had not expected that. We were all young. You know, when you're 20 something, you have nothing to lose in a sense. You can get another job quicker or
Sure.
no. Who gives a shit? They walked out with me. And then, the last couple of years, like if there is a ride or die person, I have that. It's very strategic when she will stand up for me, with me, or at least like say, if you want me to, I will do these things.
Yeah.
And here and there, she definitely has. But, integrity, character, there's not a lot of faithful, there's a lot of people who will sit and watch and then later be like, are
Yeah.
you okay?
I've had other frontline people in my position, individual contributors that have stood with me, and I appreciate that, right? But people who are in power, not so much. Just step aside and let shit happen because don't want to take any flack themselves. And I
Mhm.
I put I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not. But every time I've seen something that was egregious, I've stepped forward to protect the people that I was managing or working with. And yeah, um,
And sometimes you can't, sometimes it's not safe, sometimes you do it as a family. Like it all depends.
yeah,
But there's other ways to offer support if you can't outwardly do that. And I've
yeah.
noticed that a lot of people in this town, they're nice, but they're not kind.
No, exactly. And I don't want nice. I want kind.
Right. Nice is, I'm sorry that you got fired from your job.
Right.
Uh, kind is, hey, I'm going to submit something too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no, no. It just
Whatever.
there's a way to do things and there's a way not to do things, and the city seems to embrace a lot of ways not to do things
Hmm.
and call that normal. I still am blown away that Sunstone Way has spent all this time, all this money, and people had to have known.
Oh, yeah. No,
People
we do.
people had to have known,
Yeah.
and there's millions lost.
You
And
know, it's just
meanwhile,
he's gonna
there's
listen to
people
us.
shitting on the sidewalk over here because there's no fucking bathroom for the 8 hours you have to wait to get into a door to stand around with 9 other people and hopefully get referred to a service.
Or we're seeing a petition being circulated saying, "Don't let the People's Depot open up in an indoor facility because
Oh my fucking God.
it'll bring criming and all this other shit." And then it's like, all right, how can we help? What can we do? How can we support you? You know, would sharing your stuff, is that enough? You know, do you want us to do something bigger? And then it's like, all right, let's call in all of our colleagues, all of our allies, and we try and do that. And what I get hit with is, well, they haven't asked me yet. And it's like nice,
Yeah,
kind,
that's not how that works.
nice versus kind. I wasn't asked. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, no, that's
Never
not how
mind
that
then.
works.
It's like, cool, you know what? I'm gonna go do what I can do, which I did. I was able to help out ground school a little bit. Very tiny behind the scenes, but it was something.
Yeah. Yeah, you do what you can because you have the ability to do what you can. And that's
And you know what? It takes 5 minutes sometimes, and it's literally just an email to a city councilor.
yeah, make a phone call, send a text, write an email. It's
Sometimes
not
to
hard.
post, like it's just like, hey, I am concerned that this is happening. Can you please make sure that we need these things?
You know.
That's it. Do I have to be asked? Do you have to be asked? No. This is probably why we're seen as like fucking do-gooders. You fucking do-gooders. You should just go play
I want
pickleball
this
and not even think about the politics behind
I
gentrification.
want the Star Trek future where we figured out how everybody gets to live together and has food and I want the Federation. Did you see that a it's not funny at all. An Antifa cell in Texas confronted ICE, and I guess there was some violence, which I don't condone like trying to kill people. But the group of people, I think 6 or 7 people, got minimum sentences 20, 30 years. Somebody got 100 years for attacking a ICE facility. The idea that there's some sort of Antifa cells out there is the stupidest fucking thing I have heard in the longest time. And somehow today, my social media feed, I log in and it's all right wing shit. This has not happened in 16 years. Today, I got ads for people who are like the Antifas are organizing and coming after us, that the Democrats are destroying Dear Leader's reflecting pool. Just garbage like that. People believe this shit. And then it's being parroted by AP and other news outlets.
Did you see the guy they hired for the whole reflecting pool bullshit for Trump's thing?
The pool dude? No, I did not actually see
So
the pool.
the contract went to like one of his associates or a friend
Yeah,
or something.
yeah. Somebody worked on the
Guy
pool.
looks like Kingpin from old Spider-Man comics before he lost his hair. Round in a big like maroon suit, tie, cigar. Like bro looks like a fucking cartoon. You
I'm
understand?
looking it up. Oh my God.
He
Yeah,
doesn't look real.
he looks so legit.
Right. Anyway, that's who got the contract for the whole like paint the pool, and now the paint's coming off. And got
And that's not Kingpin before he lost his hair. That's a hairpiece. He has no hair. The dude is fucking bald and in a maroon suit and with all right, Kat, can I just state right now for at this moment, I hate everything. I hate everything. I'm angry at everything. I hate it all. It's all terrible.
the
So
company, by the way,
bonkers.
is called Green Water Services, also known as
Green Water Services, it's right in the fucking name.
also known
You
as
hire us, your water is going to be fucking green.
yeah. He got a no bid contract, and we all knew that. But I
Yeah,
had no idea what he looked like until today, and I was like, "Oh, he's not real." And then I had to look up 3 more photos, and it was like, "Oh
he's
wait, he's
not
fucking
real.
real.
He doesn't
He's
look.
real."
Most of these people involved with this administration do not look real. They do not look. How are you an actual human being? And no, am I a beautiful specimen of humanity? Well, yes, clearly. But I don't judge people on their looks. But then you look at Laura Loomer, and you're like, how are you not a cartoon character? Stephen Miller, he looks like someone who eats rats. I mean, there's just no you couldn't, like, I don't know if you ever saw the old Dick Tracy comics, right? All the bad guys were like the most characterized bad people and weird shit and everything,
Well,
and
they made
you
them look
look,
like gangsters, sort of. Yeah,
yeah, and these guys look like Dick Tracy.
came to life.
Yeah,
Or like, when the old Batman
I
movies were
can't
being
talk into
made
my watch, so
and they were supposed to be a little more like punchy in a sense, like Michael Keaton days, where it's like when Penguin was finally introduced and he looked like, and
yeah.
like Danny DeVito overdid it with a lot of stuff, but he was supposed to be outrageous. This guy looks like he belongs in that. By the way, this guy, his name is, I think, John something. He's been convicted twice for bribing congressmen.
Well, he gave the orange shit given $2 million or something to get the $17 million contract. I mean, it's pay to play.
Yeah. So
Have I mentioned yet how much I hate everything?
but let's renovate the Moda Center so the Blazers have nice locker rooms, and let's just keep colonizing public spaces and places so fucking Stanley Cup, whatever that can go play pickleball. Fuck your community centers. Let's just make pickleball courts everywhere.
I, I mean, if we have some personal trainers from Sunstone Way to train the unhoused to play pickleball,
Maybe it
we've
was the
solved
dude
the
from Orange.
problem.
You remember the whole Orange Theory controversy where that guy took donations and then kept the money?
No,
That was also a thing that happened here a couple of years. What if the trainer for Sunstone Way was that guy?
would not surprise me.
They're probably all friends. They probably all go to the Arlington or the Mac.
And yet the mayor's going to complain about Brooklyn tech bros
Yeah.
being the.
This is why I think AI wrote it. That's not a phrase that normally comes out of his mouth, but the mayor probably is anti-Semitic to some degree.
I mean, it's not a rabbit hole I want to go down. I don't even like anti-Semitic because, Semitic people are not just Jews. They're
Mhm.
anyone from Middle East essentially, right? But anti-Jewish, yeah, no shortage. Hang out in any group of people for 10 minutes and the words Rothschilds will come up and you're just kind of like, really? Really, dude? Elders of Zion are going to go there too because that seems like a really reasonable place to go, right?
Which is
Anyway,
why you get some people who are super, super, super guarded. And the moment you talk about Palestine, they think you're going to jump down their throat. And it's like, no.
no, just I mean, I've been a pro-Palestinian activist for 40 years, I guess, a little over 40 years now. The idea that nation states don't get to exist if they prey on marginalization of other people.
You can be Jewish. I have no problem with people being Jewish. I don't think they should be blown up either, but I think the Israeli government is propagandizing religion and using it.
People get to exist, nation states don't.
Mhm. Again, why are we blindly just using binary thinking and taking sides? Ask these questions. Who's in charge? What are we doing? Is this
Who's
really
making money?
is this really what you're supposed to be doing? Is this really what the Torah says?
Ben Gavir literally said that
Aren't you supposed to, in theory, be a wandering religion in a sense, a diasporic culture in a sense?
yeah, if you want to get into Talmudic studies about the return to the homeland, is how they justify all this. Ben Gavir said that Lebanon needs to be burned to the ground and taken over by Israel. The,
Now,
this was yesterday or today. I'm not sure which, but
what part of your God said to go? I mean, God was not,
yeah, no,
but
I
what
don't.
part of the Bible says, "Hey,
Not my God says anything like that. So, yeah, no, he's second most powerful person in Israel said that. And never again means never again for everybody, or it's meaningless. I don't care if you consider them your enemy or not. It applies to everybody,
of him"?
or it means absolutely fucking nothing. Period. Anybody who disagrees with me can go fuck themselves.
Yep.
That's cheery. I have zero tolerance for this shit.
Well, and you know, we know that some of these things have been going on longer than our lifetime, and it'll extend past our lifetime, but it doesn't mean that we just pretend it doesn't exist.
Yeah, no, I mean, you have to do something. You have to make a stand, whether you feel like you can have an impact or not. But I
Mhm.
don't care
Right.
if I could talk to five people and one person thinks about something differently, then that's a win,
Yeah, we do
and
have
that's where I
we can
come.
choose who we vote in on certain levels. We can choose what products we buy from what stores. We can choose what stocks
Hmm.
we will and won't invest
Free
in.
market, motherfuckers.
We you know, we can see if would the Portland police get trained by the Israeli can we make sure that doesn't happen?
Yes, we can.
That's what I mean, so we can do these things.
Yep, there's a lot that we can do and should do.
And then cameras like Flock and ShotSpotter, which is now called Sound Thinking, and all those other ones, those are
Sound
used.
thinking.
Yeah, they're
That's the
stock.
most dystopic fucking thing I've heard in a long time.
I checked their stock. They hover around $11. They haven't gone up or down really significantly. They're not doing well. However, Flock apparently is now the one to use. These were all tested over in places where we were having conflict.
Yeah,
And sometimes they worked and sometimes they didn't. And then it was like, you know what, now we can surveil ourselves.
great, cool, exciting.
I have no problem with red light cameras. I have no problem with
Speed cameras.
yeah.
I'm the
And
same
I
thing.
don't really have a big problem with Ring cameras, except when you have to register them with the police department, that's where I have a problem. I'd rather
No,
have the
that's
footage and
deeply
turn it over if
problematic.
I want to, you know?
A federal judge just shut down the whole Doge database on information on individuals, although it's too late. It's a year too late. But anyway, that's a whole.
Was it the protesting individuals?
No, no, no. Doge created a database on every single American and all their personal details.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, no, all good.
It was probably shitty anyway, though.
I'm sure it's garbage, but
Like Social Security. Somebody here's 300 years old. No, you idiot. That's the beginning date they put in as a tester.
yeah, no, no, no. It doesn't matter if the data is good or not because they're going to do whatever the fuck they want anyway.
But it was like, oh, you don't understand how to test data and how to give it a start date. Like you have to give it a
No,
before. And then it was like, oh, you guys don't even know COBOL or C++.
no, no. Well, if you think going by the name Big Balls is a great idea, then you're probably a fucking idiot to begin with. So that was one of the Musk's main people, probably because the kid, I think it was what 19 or something, just
Right.
kept telling Musk how good he was at Call of Duty. Man, you just crush it, and then Musk gave him a job. I'm sure that's
Well,
what it
that's
was.
how Musk gave him a job. How does Mayor Wilson give jobs? Probably the same fucking way.
Yeah.
Because look at what we're doing. Anyone who actually would scrutinize this and figure out what's best for the city would tell him using PSEF for Moda is not necessarily smart. Using having the PPA try and raid the PSEF is not particularly fucking smart. You know, smooth these things out. Figure out if we are going to use PSEF for something or ask for an amendment or an
Yeah,
exception.
you're
That is
getting
correct.
terrible fucking advice from your
Yeah.
advisors. But great point because all the random polling out there is people are vehemently against this. People understand that we have a lot of problems and they need to be solved and they voted this fucking shit in. So
Mhm.
why are you trying to rate it for things it was never ever intended to do?
Well, because, you know, it made more money than they thought. Now, if it didn't make any money, where would he actually be looking?
Probably take more out of homeless services. I don't know. I don't have a good answer. But not trying to look anywhere else to begin with is problematic.
Now, you know, the other thing is like I have no idea how much Mayor Wilson makes, but
The man.
he wasn't broke.
No, no, he has his parents or his dad's business that he took
What if
over.
he gave up 1 year's salary? You know, Michael Bloomberg, when he was mayor in New York City, only took $1 a year of salary because he didn't need the money. And as much as Bloomberg is
Uh,
Bloomberg, dude saved the city a shit ton of money.
Portland mayor, according to AI overview from the Google, earns an annual salary of $175,000.
So what if he gave that up for 2 years?
Yeah. Uh,
That's probably nothing to him.
yeah, that's probably about 3 frontline worker jobs. Be a good luck.
I mean, we tried the chop from the top, it didn't work.
I'm just thinking French Revolution now. Anyway, chop from the top.
We can't even this town, we can only get to apparently to come out for pickleball. We can't get to come out for much else.
That's true. That's true. That's
We
a
could
good
not
point.
have a revolution in Portland.
No, no. Well, folks that have been listening along with us, you're
Unless
welcome
we
for
offered matcha lattes.
with nutritional yeast sprinkles and kale, pumpkin spice kale chips.
Yes, and then probably, since a number of people apparently are in their Chinese era, we give them some warm water with green tea. I swear to God, if somebody else says I'm in my Chinese era, I'm gonna knock their teeth out.
Chinese era? I haven't heard that.
People
I'm
have discovered that if you drink room temperature or warm water, it's good for your digestion. It's like
yeah, that's
I'm entering my Chinese era. And it's like, don't look at me, I'm not fucking Chinese. However, the woman in the coffee shop who asked me if I could read her label because she doesn't know Chinese, that was a fun conversation. This city's fucking racist.
favorite brunch place that we've gone to. Overheard a conversation when I think they were from the Midwest or at least Idaho, asked where the owner was from, and she said Thailand. Like, oh, can you recommend some good Thai places?
Mhm.
And I was like, can can I just walk over and slap you? But yeah, because All
Yeah.
right. On that note, it's just again, anybody listening, I apologize. Not a lot of jokes today. Not.
No, but apparently I bet I piss off a lot of white people with this one.
Then it's a win.
And guess
So
what? I don't fucking care. You're that fucking sensitive about your people, then go fix your people.
yeah, I mean, I've got people who love playing pickleball, but they're not assholes.
I'm not saying you can't play pickleball. I'm not saying
Yeah,
you can't hike, that you can't have your little e-bikey thing, that you can't run
yeah,
around in
no,
Prada
just
fucking
not
clothes
at the
and your family
expense of
thing.
other people's
Not even gonna
pastimes.
dunk on the people in their fucking onesie jumpsuits where it's like, are you a mechanic or are you out of jail? Oh, you're not. You just like the way this looks, and you're sitting in a bar or you're sitting at the fucking burrito place by me wearing this shit, and so is your girlfriend, and now you look like siblings. Fine, do all that. But what I'm saying is, fucking think about something else too.
In Venture Brothers, they called it a
Oh yeah,
speed
another rant.
suit.
Hang on one second. Why do
Okay.
so many people in Portland who are dating each other look like fucking siblings? Hetero and homo. Y'all look like fucking siblings. You look related. There's a joke. They do. Either they have the same haircut or the same size or the same hair color and
Same
eyes.
overalls with one strap off.
Maybe, or the guy and the girl, they just have the same hair color and the same nose, and it's like you look like fucking siblings. Or if it's two women, they have the same fucking haircut, and it's like, do you have that haircut because it looks good on you, or because it's trendy, or it's because what all the lesbians is like, what are you doing? Do you have a brain of your own? But why do you look like siblings? This looks incestuous. Stop it.
You look
This is
like
a
you're
very
from.
long Kvetch.
It kind of is. It's gone. It's taken a couple turns.
Wait till I go off about vegans. No.
Jesus. All right, I'm gonna get some dinner and
Vegans are ruining
some
everything. They're
some.
taking away my White Castle. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my God! I was in Columbus, Ohio, and like White Castle headquarters are there, or one of their headquarters.
Look,
I
that
went
food
through.
is not good, but it's unique.
They don't call them sliders for nothing.
No, and
I'm gonna
sometimes
go get some tepid water, and have my Chinese era. How is that a? Who would say that?
women, guys aren't doing it.
I mean, I do drink tap water, or well, filtered tap water, but I don't drink it chilled because it's bad for your stomach. Yeah,
No,
but I
ignorant white women who tend to be in their 30s or younger, and like, I'm entering my Chinese era. And it's like, did you like the Chinese era during COVID, you dumb bitch? Why weren't you in your Chinese era then when I was getting spit at outside
don't.
out at
Are you getting re-educated? Is that the Mao camps? Is that your Chinese era? I mean, what the fucking
And it's like, you can enter whatever era you want. You are still pasty. You are still the color of mayonnaise. Shut the fuck up. Pasty motherfuckers.
I'm glad I have a little bit of natural color.
You're
So.
not pasty. I'm talking about the people who like shine back sun on.
Yeah, no, who reflect light back
Yeah.
and heat up the sidewalk as they walk along. I get it, you know.
And it's like, oh, I can see your veins through your skin. This is not, you're not going to make it, are you? You would not make it.
Oh, boy.
And yet those are the ones who are like, I'm going to go hiking with my fucking hiking walking sticks because God forbid, you know, I actually use my own feet and balance. And they're younger than me. And no, they don't have any disability. They just bought the fucking walking sticks at Aria with the camelback straw water thing, which is like, do you clean that? Because that gets real gross real fast. Clean the straw.
Smells okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
You know, when I first moved here, people looked like hipster farm boys. Now
Yeah.
you're starting to look like hipster mechanics.
Sibling mechanics, yeah.
Yeah, y'all look like incestuous people in their jumpsuits.
That's a great band name, the Incestuous Mechanics. Okay, I'm gonna go now.
Okay. I'll see you later.
Talk to you later.
Progress Portland is also on Facebook and Instagram, and we have event listings and updates on our website, progressportland.org. There's a content form on our website if you'd like to help out or have questions or comments. Our theme music is by the Portland band